must pay at least 4 bribes per year. You must have heard of the corruption scandals by senior aides to the Prime Minister. The former Minister of Trade, Mr. Falah al-Sudani, who is a senior member of the Prime Minister political party, was officially accused and convicted of corruption. He is now free and living peacefully in London. The Minister of the Interior refused to ask the Interpol to arrest him. The corruption of this government caused also the death of thousands of Iraqis, as in the big scandal of purchasing technically proved ineffective bomb detection devices from a company in UK. Iraq bought a device with 40,000, please see the figure. Iraqi government paid per each device 40,000 US dollars, whereby the cost of that device is not exceeding 20 US dollars and being sold to third countries by 70 US dollars. Al-Maliki government paid 40,000. The manufacturer in the prison in UK, given 10 years in the prison, 10 years, whereby the corrupted people in my country free. And the problem, this disastrous device is still used in the checkpoints,
till now, yes.
allowing the car bombs to go through without any problem, killing my innocent people. Just imagine the tragedy, please. Just imagine the tragedy. As for the country's sovereignty, needless to say, Iraq has completely fallen under the grip of Iran. A clear-cut example of this in the way the Iraqi government deals with the unarmed, legally behaved Iranian exiled dissidents, Mujahidi Khalq. Who are supposed to be protected by the international law. They were under several attacks by the Iraqi security forces, killing hundreds and injured likewise figure, and this happened in violation of international law. My country, Iraq, has no interest to attack Camp Ashraf, has no interest to kill innocent people. What happened is just to serve and to entertain an Iranian agenda. That's it. The reputation of my country being damaged. I really feel sympathetic to the tragedy of those people and to the organization. But also, I feel very concerned about the reputation of my country. Those people are a guest in my country, being covered by international law. They should be protected, not being killed by Nur al-Maliki. Another example of Iranian influence and control of Iraq is the letter's decision to open its skies, civil aviation, to supply weaponry, ammunition, hostile equipment to the Syrian dictatorship regime. To further oppress its people, Iraq has become an air corridor and the main route for the Iranian military aid to Assad's government. It is necessary to mention here that the Iraqi government obey Iran. Not because of Iran's political or military power. It's simply because of the religious ties and obligations. Officials of this government, headed by the Prime Minister, believe that it is their religious duty to follow the instructions of the Iranian Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Ladies and gentlemen, violence and terrorism in my country are by and large Iraqi-made and not imported from outside the country. They are the result of injustice, sectarian discrimination, arrogant and failing policies of the current Prime Minister. He's lying when he alleged that the uprising against the dictatorship in Syria fuels violence in Iraq. His view is purely sectarian and politically motivated. All army leaders say that they have full control of the Iraqi-Syrian border. Today, I am here to invoke you in the names of principles and values you believe in. The principles of human rights, women's rights, democracy, good governance, transparency, rights of minorities, categorically asking you to protect these principles and values in my country. History will definitely write about your noble and brave effort to help the people of Iraq. We do not want our children to suffer what we have been through. To conclude, Iraq now is literally at critical crossroads, and Al-Maliki policies are dragging my country into a sectarian civil war. I am appealing to you to interfere and help us before it's too late. The political process is at deadlock and the democratic institutions are paralyzed. All national efforts to bring back confidence among the politicians have failed. Most politicians in Iraq now believe that an immediate action is needed by deep engagement from the international community. The best solution to end this crisis is by doing the following. One, the resignation of Al-Maliki government. Second, forming a caretaker technocrat government. Three, holding a national conference, but under the umbrella of the international community, where all the Iraqi key political players meet to review at least at the last 10 years political process, identifying challenges and loopholes, and then agree on the joint roadmap for the reform and change in the country. I want also to ask those countries, especially the United States, which still blindly support the current Prime Minister, who keeps deceiving the international community by giving false reports about the situation in my country and never fulfill his promises. I ask them to reconsider their stance and help build a real and well-established democracy in Iraq. I know that the European Union is deeply engaged in its economic problems, but please, just to remind you that the entire world is indebted to Iraq because it was one day the cradle of civilization. Thank you very much.